Good afternoon, evening, whatever. It's Sunday, September 28th. And this is another episode of Touchdown Talk, College Football Edition. Sam Pittman was fired today. And honestly, I can't say that I'm surprised. After the 56-13 shellacking that I was at yesterday, a capacity crowd. And then by halftime, there's less than 20,000 people in the stands, and people are booing you. It was time. I think it's been time, long overdue. But firing your coach in September means, hey, we should have probably done this last year, after last season. And so, our defense can't stop anything. I mean, 641 yards by Notre Dame. And they had 420 in the first half and rotated through two different other quarterbacks after for the whole second half, pretty much. I mean, it's just you're supposed to come in and show up for a game like this, and it feels like more often than not, Arkansas lays down and kind of rolls over and just gets trampled at home. They play better on the road than they do at home. And, I mean, they don't win a lot on the road either. But, I don't know. This is silly me for thinking that. I thought this was a little different this year. Like more promise, but it instead was over after week 4. And then yesterday was the coffin being lowered and dirt starting to get patched in the coffin or in the ground. Bobby Petrino taking over as the interim. That's an obvious move because if you put Travis Williams there, then I don't know what else you would do with that team because the defense has given up about 48 points a game. So, where does Arkansas go next? I mean, the coaching search is going to start in this. It's already started probably. I would imagine there's some people interested in the job. I kind of have a list of who I would want. Some realistic, some are more likely than not realistic, not happening. But some guys would be John Sumrall from Tulane. Young and innovative, has a good Tulane team. Kenny Dillingham, even though that may be a better job than Arkansas right now. Rhett Lashley, just because of the ties to Northwest Arkansas. I think he could bring in more booster money, but I don't know why you would leave SMU's boosters. Another one, I guess, would be John Gruden in the more unrealistic way. I mean, that's a guy who just loves football and would love to coach in the SEC, as people have seen from his video. Talking to Georgia a few weeks ago. And it's just a guy that is already involved in football, and he works at Barstool Sports for the meantime. Like I think he wants to get back out there. I think college would be a good route for him too, not getting back into the NFL, because I think he'd be more of a mentor as well. So just kind of somebody who wants to win for one, but wants to help those players grow. So now that the termination has happened, players have 30 days to enter into the portal after this has happened. I don't know how many will. I can think of a couple, just from what I'm hearing already. But you don't really have anywhere to go right now, so I would imagine people are going to finish out the season, see if they can get money for next year, or if they're going to hit the road. And whoever the coach is coming in, if it's not Bobby Petrino, then that coach may not want you there, and he may bring in his own guys and have just different money. So if you don't get offered what you want, he may say, sorry, see ya. Which, can you blame him? I mean, you look at this defense, and there's about two guys, maybe three, that I would keep around. I'd let everybody else walk. And those guys, I guess four. It would be Quincy Rhodes, it'd be Cam Ball, it would be Philip Lee, Bradley Shaw, and then maybe Julian Neal. But that's, I mean, our secondary made CJ Carr look unstoppable again. But he also, the frustration is building. I don't know what to say. It's the same thing every week. They find new ways to get worse. Yeah, and you think, oh, last week was rock bottom for this defense. No. Giving up 400 yards last week to Memphis was a blessing, I guess, compared to the 648 yards that Notre Dame had yesterday. I mean, I don't know. But it'll be exciting to get some, I guess, intel and see what actually goes on through this coaching process. But also at the same time, I know people were calling for Hunter Yurachek's head, which I can't blame them as well. I'm very indecisive about it. But then you're searching for a new athletic director, where I figure a board of trustees will make the college football coaching hire. And that's going to be, hey, we're going to get all of our collective put together, and we're going to offer some guy X amount of dollars per year. It needs to be somebody that wouldn't take a lot, I guess, because I don't know how much we really have. I know we overpaid for Sam Pittman, which is hard to do because we went 9-4 with not his recruits in the second year in 2021, and we offered him a 5-year extension, and we didn't win above 7 games for the next 4 years. So it was time. He got us out of the Chad Morris era, and unfortunately, he's leaving it kind of like the Chad Morris era again. He got us to above average, to a winning record, just to kind of gain some confidence. But now we need that guy who can come in and build off of him and take that next step. Preferably, I'd like it to be somebody who's young but has head coaching experience, can recruit in the portal, and then can also have some ties or talks with Arkansas boosters, some of Arkansas's biggest boosters, and get some new ones in there, like the whole Northwest Arkansas area, Walmart, JB Hunt, and Tyson Foods. I mean, I don't know. But, it'll be interesting. But I'm excited to see. I'm not excited to see. Well, I don't know why I'm excited to see anything. I want to see how this team comes out the next time we play. We have a bye week next week, and then at Tennessee the week after. I want to see how we come out and play. Do we play with any passion, or is this team laid down and died, and then we end the year 2-10? Frankly, that's what it's leaning towards. Okay, enough of my almost 10-minute rant. Sorry. Before I get into my Week 5 recap, if you guys are new here and want to hear more college football content, please leave a like and subscribe. I try to get one recap video out early in the week after Week 5. So after Week 5 happened, I would like to get it out by that following Monday or Tuesday. And then ideally by Thursday for my previews and predictions and best bets for the next week. So, Week 5, huge week, a fun week of college football. I had 8 bets again, and I went 5-3 again. 2 games I don't know how they didn't go over, but it is what it is. Big noon kickoff, USC, Illinois. That did go over. I'm sorry. Okay, 6-2. 6-2 then on a good week of college football. I'll take that all day. Big noon kickoff, USC, Illinois. Just kind of a back and forth. I thought the wrong team was favored. Not saying that they should have been underdogs, but it at least should have been pretty even. It was after the splattering that Illinois took against Indiana last week. I thought 6.5 points is way. This is just a weird game setup for Illinois to actually come in at home, a touchdown underdog. So I didn't touch that, but I think I bet on USC every week, and one of the bets have hit. I'm either taking over or their spread, and it hits. I think I'm 5-0 on USC this year. Now we go with the other 11 o'clock games. Notre Dame and Arkansas. I'm going to take an Arkansas over until it doesn't hit. But frankly, Notre Dame did this by themselves, which I wasn't surprised because I said we either win yesterday and be like 38-35, and we get one stop or something, but we'd have to be up to win there. Or we lose by 20 points. And instead, we lost by 43 points. So, yeah. The next one, Iowa, plus 7.5. Got it early in the week, and I'm glad I did. Even with Fernando Mendoza taking the safety, that would have been a tough push. But Iowa had to keep it ugly to cover that spread, especially after kind of that big win hangover that Indiana had last week. I still think Indiana is very good. I still think they're a legit team, but this week it was Iowa spread for sure. So moving into the 2:30 game, we have LSU and Ole Miss over 54. I don't know how this didn't go over. There was a lot of just back and forth and no points getting on the board. So very frustrating. Ole Miss had 24 points and they had 430-something yards in the game against LSU's what I've called a national championship defense. But LSU does not have a national championship offense, and that is the only thing that will keep them either out of the college football playoff or not win if you get in. So LSU, I have a future of over 8.5 wins. I'm scared because if their defense gives up 24, is the offense going to score 24? Again, I know this is a good Ole Miss team, but it's not really a defense that's known for being stout, I guess you could say. Arkansas put up 35 on them. But if Arkansas played them now, then I think it would be a 41-10 type of ball game instead of 41-35. So I don't know how it didn't go over. Ended at 43, and it should have probably ended at 63-65. So tough one there. Oregon plus 3.5. I've thought about taking it all week on the money line, I just couldn't get myself to do it. But I figured they were going to win outright because Dan Lanning has a good team this year. And I wasn't as high on them this year. I think I said that in the last video as I was last year. Last year, I had a future for them to win it all. Dylan Gabriel with Trayshawn Holden, Tez Johnson, all those guys. But now this team seems more complete on not the offensive. I would say the offensive side of the ball, it's about the same, but their defense goes in and it can get stops and it can look good. I mean, it gives you a chance to win on the road in a whiteout game. Even if you were up 17-3 and somehow got going to overtime. But until James Franklin can win the big game, then I will not be taking Penn State because, quite frankly, Drew Aller does not impress me. And I know that may be a bad take, but I also know he's probably going to be a first rounder just based off size and potential, and has a cannon for an arm. So we'll see. But another good win there. Alabama plus 3.5 as well. I mean, two games at the same time where they're games of the year type of aspect to them. Alabama, from the get-go, controlled this game, in my opinion. Even with the Ryan Williams drop where it was in his breadbasket and he walks in and can do whatever dance he wants after that. Him and Ty Simpson do not seem to be on the same page, but Jeremy Bernard and Jam Miller and Riley, the other running back, look to be picking up the slack, I guess you could say. And I don't know how much slack there really is, but that offense looks really, really good. And Georgia, for the first time in 33 home games, has lost. And that was, what would that have been? Would that have been the Juwan Jennings Hail Mary back in 2016? I don't know. I feel like that's too long, though. But it could be at the same time. Who knows? But Alabama plus 3.5. Gunnar Stockton did not look bad last night, but he did not look like the Gunnar Stock or like a quarterback that will get you a few wins from his play. This year, I don't know if it's decision making or timing or something's off, but they'll get that figured out. I trust Kirby will. But this was a big win for Kalen DeBoer in the era where it's tough right now to be Nick Saban's successor, and you go 9-3, and people want your head cut off. And then especially whenever you lose the first game of the season to Florida State. So I missed a 2:30 game. Ohio State -8, ugly game, but 24-6 winner. I mean, Ohio State's defense is pretty legit this year. I think it's the reason that we'll take them so far because their offense can kind of sputter at times. I don't know if Julian Saint. I mean, I get Julian Saint on the road for a first conference game. It's probably a tough environment. I did not watch that game yesterday. I was watching the LSU Ole Miss over not hit. Excuse me. But Ohio State is not, in my opinion, not the best team in the country. I think they are a top 5 team, but I think if Oregon goes into Ohio State or something, or on a neutral field, Oregon would win right now. And it's crazy that is. It can be done. I mean, Texas, the 14-7 Texas game at the week 1 is actually turning out not to be so crazy because Texas hasn't really impressed anybody either. I mean, they haven't lost a game since, but they played San Jose State UTEP, and then Sam Houston, where Arch Manning got booed in one of those games with 10 straight incompletions. A lot of question marks on some teams. Now, granted, I think Ohio State's a playoff team. I think they'll make it there again this year, but I don't think they are the best team in the country. And I think, let me know what you guys think down below, but that's just me personally. Um, so, yeah, maybe a bad take there. But then the nightcap game, BYU at Colorado. It's hard whenever you're a run first type of offense now, like BYU is, because when you get down 14-3 very early in the game, you don't have many possessions to fight back, and so -6.5 got cooked pretty early. But when it was 14-3, I did end up taking a live bet last night at +4.5 because I was like, they'll come back and win because it's Colorado right now and their defense is not good, or they will not lose by a touchdown. I mean, it's just they would have kept it much closer. It would have probably been a field goal game. And final score last night, 24-21. So they step it up. They look good, but at the same time, Caden Salter and Colorado did not look great after 2 quick scores. A bunch of, I don't know. It wasn't really just a game that I should have probably taken, but it's whatever. It's a night game. You know, those late night ones are always fun. So, yeah. But for the best weekend of college football that we'll have probably this season, unless other teams take steps up and other weeks become crazy, 6-2 for that is not a bad week. With a win that, or with LSU Ole Miss over that, I just don't know how it didn't happen. I mean, whatever though, it is what it is. But that is all I have for us tonight. I hope to have a video out maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Other than that, Arkansas fans, we got a coaching search to look forward to, and we also have basketball starting in a month and 3 days, or 3 days, a month and a week probably. So we're almost there. We're almost there. I mean, I didn't expect the season to be over 4 weeks in, and then our coach be fired 5 weeks in. I knew it would happen at some time, but I just wasn't expecting it to be right after the game. At least they didn't do the Herm Edwards and the Brett Bielema type of firing and gave him at least enough respect. I think they negotiated a retirement package, and so he was saying, hey, I'll step down if we can meet these terms. And so fired is a hard word because I like Sam Pittman. I think he's a great guy. We had fun in the first 2 or 3 years of his coaching tenure. You know, I mean, we started at rock bottom. He built us up to getting back to sea level. Now we need somebody who can kind of make us take off into the sky. So that is all I have for y'all tonight. Thank you guys, and I will hopefully talk to y'all in about a couple days with a new video. Thank you.